This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Look, I know we only have two political parties that really have any efficacy whatsoever relative to elections, Democrats and Republicans. So it's a little odd for me to say that why is the mainstream media, Kristen Welker in this point, we just got a Chuck Todd 2.0, why are they interviewing Ronna Romney McDaniel? Why? All she's going to do is lie. All she's going to do is feed talking points. And when asked to push back or give a comment about Donald Trump's dehumanizing authoritarian Vermin talk, she's just like, I'm not going to comment on that. We're going to let that play out. We don't care about democracy. We don't care about a healthy discourse. We don't care about our candidates splashing around violent language. I'm not going to talk about that. So why have her on? Why have her on? First is a clip not about the no comment about the dehumanizing language, but it's a comment about her claiming the two-tiered justice system, the thing that Donald Trump constantly says. Even though Senator Menendez has been indicted for crimes verging on espionage and treason against the United States, he should see his day in court. I believe, I've looked at the indictment. Seems to me he's guilty and needs to go. He should have resigned weeks ago. Eric Adams, Democrat, his phones have been seized. Hunter Biden is now not only subpoenaed by the House, but he is indicted. The president's son, the Democrat president's son. This notion that it's a two-tiered system where Donald Trump is being abused and persecuted and everyone else can do what they want to do is just nonsense. It doesn't stand up to even a cursory glance at the landscape of events over the course of the last few months. It does not hold up. But not according to Ronna Romney McDaniel. Watch this.
There's a two-tier system of justice that Republicans are getting prosecuted or persecuted through prosecution. And they see it with President Trump. People really feel like there's one set of standards for Republicans and different for Democrats, and they've seen it come through Democrat attorneys general or others, and that is something that concerns a lot of Republicans.
As you know, though, Democratic Senator Bob Menendez has been indicted. The New York Democratic Mayor Eric Adams just had his phone searched by the FBI. So doesn't that undercut the argument that there's a two-tiered system of justice? Democrats are being indicted, investigated as well. How can you guys continue to make that argument?
I think when you look at what's happened with the Biden family and what's been uncovered since we've taken the House.
Hunter Biden's been indicted, too.
But more than that, I mean, when you see $20 million go to 10 different family members through different LLCs from foreign companies, it's really concerning. I always think if this were Donald Trump Jr. getting that money, there'd be a big issue.
As you
Hunter
know,
Biden, millions of dollars from China. I mean, this
as you know,
alarming.
Hunter Biden is still under investigation by a special counsel.
But it's going really slow.
Let me.
And that is a prime example of why we shouldn't have her on. Why she should not be given a platform with the reputation of Meet the Press. I mean, it no longer has the reputation it once did. But it's certainly a massive outlet, a massive platform, where when asked about it, she's just like, we're just going to keep talking about the lies. And then thank you for hosting the debate. And not held to an answer about it. They allow her to squirm away in true, classic, complicit mainstream media fashion. And not as dangerous, though, as what took place next, which was a comment asking for a comment about the dehumanizing language, the language of calling people vermin, that we're going to go after them, and then a spokesman saying that we're going to crush their existence. And she's allowed to do it. Watch this moment.
Former President Trump did raise eyebrows yesterday with his Veterans Day message. I'm just going to read you part of it. He says, quote, "In honor of our great veterans on Veterans Day, we pledge to you that we will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country, lie, steal, and cheat on elections, and will do anything possible, whether legally or illegally, to destroy America. Are you comfortable with this language coming from the GOP frontrunner?
Again, I am not going to comment on candidates and their campaign messaging. I will say this. I know President Trump supports the veterans. Our whole party supports our veterans. And I do think we're at a very serious moment in our country. The one thing I wish had come out more in our debate is that the RNC and NBC, for the first time ever, had a Jewish co-sponsor for a debate. I am really proud of that history that we created. So thank you for being part of that, because this is a time where we met the moment.
Again, I am not going to comment on campaigns and their messaging. What if Donald Trump said, let's kill all the Jews. Let's kill all the Muslims. Let's make them leave. And if they won't leave, let's exterminate them. Would she say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to comment on the candidate's messaging? You're not? Is your duty to America and making America better Ronna Romney McDaniel, or is it not? Or is your duty to be a platform for Donald Trump, to make excuses for Donald Trump, to not call out authoritarianism, dictatorial nonsense when you see it? Because everybody else can see and hear what he is saying, and it's Republicans who are silent. And in your silence is just embedded complicity. You want him there. Otherwise, you'd say no. This is wrong. We need a standard bearer for the Republican Party, and Donald Trump's not it. These are not the values we stand for. These are not part and parcel for what it is to be a Republican. That's if she believed that. See, but the problem is it is part and parcel. It is standard operating procedure. It is pattern and practice. Anti-democracy is alive and well in the Republican Party. In fact, it's an animating feature of their ideology. As Donald Trump talks about wiping out the communists and the radical leftists and the election stealers, all the things he does. Also, what communists are in America? You have zero credibility if you think Joe Biden is a communist. Corporate Democrat, sure. But Joe Biden is a middle-of-the-road fella. Joe Biden is not a radical leftist. Joe Biden certainly isn't a communist. But you're not going to get pushback from the Republican Party. The chair of the Republican Party, thankfully, she's terrible at her job, and Republicans lose on her watch. So, I'm here for that. But it tells you a dangerous story about where we are in America in 2023, going into an election cycle in 2024. That nothing is said to push back against this dangerous, dehumanizing rhetoric. Because once you dehumanize someone, it's easy to convince an electorate that, well, they're not really even human anyway. Yeah. Dispose of them like vermin. Dispose of them like rats. What do you think? I'd love to know. We can mix it up in the comments, have a conversation there. If you disagree or agree, call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me, daily@dollemore.com. A lot of people, I've been getting pushback because I'm saying, don't leave me a string of 3-minute voicemails, one after the other, or multiple voicemails in a day, 3-minute voicemails. And look, think about what you want to say, get it down in a voicemail, but don't, it's too much. It's too much. Anyway, but thank you for sounding off and taking part in the conversation. I do appreciate it very much. If you want to help support my work, please do consider it. For $2 a month, you can become a channel member and help support and produce the work on this channel. Hit the join button below. Hit the super thanks button below. Go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All of those are great ways to help support and keep this channel growing and moving and innovating as much as we can. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, all of them at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.